At least 38 people are dead and dozens injured after a passenger plane crashed in Kazakhstan. The plane was flying to a city in Russia when it was diverted due to fog. The new video shows holes in the wreckage, and now investigators are trying to uncover what caused the crash and how more than 24 people managed to survive it. ABC's Ines de La Cuetara joins me now for more, along with ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy. Ines, what's the latest on this investigation and this new footage now that we're seeing?
Yeah, Diane, so still lots of questions as to what may have caused the crash. The plane's black boxes have been recovered. An investigation has been open. Kazakhstan authorities say the preliminary report suggests the crash may have been due to a bird strike, which would have led to engine failure. But I just spoke to Andrew Nicholson, who is the CEO of Osprey. That's a flight security and analysis company that advises companies still flying over Russia. He says there is no way it was a bird strike. He questions whether air defenses could be to blame here, specifically surface-to-air missiles. He says his company believes there was drone activity in the region at the same time the plane crashed. We are working to confirm that. We do know that Russia in recent days had defended that area from Ukrainian drone attacks. And when asked whether the plane may have been fired upon by air defenses this morning, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters it would be wrong to speculate before the investigation is complete.
Now, Mick, there are reports in Europe that the Azerbaijani government is blaming Russia for this crash. What do you make of that?
Well, Diane, exactly. We need to wait for the actual investigation to see the whole determination of what it is. But it is clear from the pictures that you just showed that it does look consistent with a strike from a missile from the Panzer S, which is a Russian air defense system. It is inconsistent by most experts with a bird strike. And obviously, we have seen aerial combat in this region. So if you factor those two together, I think the investigation will likely look to that as the cause, but they need to do a full and impartial investigation to really determine what happened here.
What happens if, and again, big if, but what happens if it is determined that Russia had anything to do with this?
Well, obviously, if Russia did shoot at this aircraft, they have the evidence that they did it. So if they're concealing this and it becomes the investigation determines that it was a strike from a Panzer S, then they're obviously complicit, not only in doing it, but in the cover-up that they did it. And I think that could have some consequences. This is also likely to ground more airlines from flying in this region. Many obviously don't right now, and this is just going to cause more of them to decide that this is not what they want to do and not fly in this region. It is very dangerous because of all this aerial combat operations. And now we can see that there is some undisciplined, potentially soldiers manning air defense systems in Russia that would shoot down an aircraft that was likely transpondering that they were a friendly civilian aircraft.
And Inez, one of the remarkable things about this crash is actually how many people survived it. What more are you learning about that and how they're doing now?
Yeah, really remarkable. There were more than 24 survivors here. Some were pulled from the wreckage. Some appeared to just walk away from the site of the wreckage. So there were 67 people on board. 38, including both pilots, were killed, but 29 people did survive and were hospitalized, including 2 children. We know some of those survivors are in critical condition. We're waiting for more information as to whether there's any update with regards to their health. And a nationwide day of mourning today was declared in Azerbaijan for the plane's victims.
All right, Ines de La Cuetara, Mick Mulroy, thank you both.